Morning. Thought I'd try and talk about phagophobia for a bit. They call it phagophobia, or at least I'm led to believe that's what it's called, which means fear of swallowing. I may be completely wrong there, but it's when I Google it, it seems to come up under phagophobia. I think it's spelt with a P at the front. Sounds a bit like a cigarette. Phagophobia. Well, fear of swallowing, fear of choking, and which is really, I suppose, it's an eating disorder, really. I don't know if it comes under that, but it sure as hell is if it isn't. Well, I've had it since, well, I'm 45 now, just coming at 46 couple of months, and I've had a fear of swallowing, fear of choking for, oh God, I don't know, since I was maybe 16, I suppose. I can't directly tell you where it stemmed from. I did have a choking experience when I was probably about 14. Whether it comes from that, it was I was eating a sweet. They used to call them bonbons. They were a bit of toffee, basically, a round piece of toffee with some sherbet round it, and quite big, a bit like a gobstopper. And obviously it went to the back of my throat and lodged there. I was choking on it, and in real panic mode. Dad turned me upside down and hit me in the back. As luck happens, it flew out. Obviously, I never ate them things ever again. But I don't remember it starting when I was 14. Put it that way. It began proper, I suppose, when I was about 17, somewhere around about there. I was always a very anxious kid, happy-go-lucky kid till I was about 17, I suppose, 16, till you leave school, you know. Through the years, I don't know, it takes its toll on you. There's a lovely little baby rabbit over there, sorry for that. It takes its toll on you. I used to mulch my food in my mouth. Couldn't swallow big things, you know. When I say big, I mean it's probably like a tiny piece of meat, you know, but I couldn't. I had to mulch it like a food processor in my mouth until it was like soupy-fied. Then I could swallow it. Obviously, I couldn't. I used to avoid eating in public. When I was at work, I used to, you know, go and sit in the van, eat in the van. Or I wouldn't eat at all. You know, I'd just sit there with a cup of tea while everybody else was eating. So I sort of missed out on all that. I couldn't. A lot of that was. I don't know if it stems from it. You see, this is the thing. I got diagnosed when I was about 24 or 5. Something like that. 24. Got diagnosed with pretty severe social phobia by some sort of psychiatrist that I had to go and see. But I was drinking heavy at the time, drinking alcohol. The funny thing about alcohol was this is how I know it was all in the mind, still is all in the mind. As soon as I was drunk, if I was drunk enough, I could sit down and eat a cheeseburger or a curry or whatever, and I wouldn't even be thinking about choking or swallowing anything like that. It's a natural thing you swallow when you've got your mouth full. So I knew it was all in my head. You know, there's no medical reason why I can't swallow. But you know, your head's a funny thing. You've got no control over it, really. Well, you actually no, you have got control. Unfortunately, yes, you have got control over it. As you know yourself, probably when you go to swallow. If you imagine there's a tiger in front of me, and I'm shitting myself now because that tiger's gonna kill me. Obviously, you know, I'm gonna tense all up. Heart rate will probably go up and all that sort of thing. You shit yourself. So, as you go to swallow your bit of food, you'll tense up all them muscles, you know what I mean, but it'll all go into your throat. So all that fear, what would normally be all around your body, goes into that tiny little muscly thing, whatever it is, where you swallow. And, you know, you end up nearly choking yourself trying to get it down, yeah. Well, that's what I've found anyway, you know. There was a period where I pretty much got over it. I ended up I could eat in public, sit and eat in public quite alright, I suppose, you know. Still, I was always a bit nervous about it, but I weren't choking, weren't locking up and anything like that. You know, I got to be alright, I suppose. I got to be alright for about 5 years. Hold on a minute, my dog's got something stuck. Hold on, boy. Oh, look. All over. Down. Well, lift your leg up there. Can't see anything, boy. Go again, and we'll see what happens. But, yeah, I've got to be alright. You know, I had about 5 years of it going away. I still don't really know how the hell I got over it. You know, if I did, I'd be over it again now. But, it came back with a vengeance about 3 years ago. I unfortunately went through, well, they said it was psychosis what I was going through. I know it wasn't, but I do know I had a nervous breakdown through it. That I can definitely say, although they didn't diagnose that. And unfortunately, as you know probably, or don't know, with psychosis probably you start to hear voices and people talking that are not there, a bit like schizophrenia. And my voices were doing like a psychological breakdown on me. So they'd say, when I was eating, he said he's got some sort of problem with eating, swallowing. So they picked up on that. And if you've got social phobia, obviously that makes it worse. So gradually I got worse at eating. Got so worse I weren't eating at all. I didn't eat for about a month. And every time I went to swallow a bit of food, this woman would say, if you abuse Tommy, you'll choke on your food. See, that was the sort of psychosis I was having, unfortunately. Quite a nasty type of psychosis. Lasted 3 years, 3.5 years, round about. Was a very unpleasant thing, but unfortunately it stopped me back at number 1 again, you know, where I was afraid to eat and swallow again. So I'm sort of back where I started there. So phagophobia is part of my life again. And I've just managed to eat, I just had a bit of breakfast actually, and it went alright. I mean, there was a few lock-ups and that, you know, a few choking moments. I tend to eat in very small bits now, you know, very tiny bits in my mouth. It's quite strange because I don't know how bad you've got with yours, but when I'm really, when I'm really bad, probably I can't swallow cups of coffee. You know, even that's like a choking moment. You know, but you're probably very anxious and you don't even realise it. You know, you probably suffer with anxiety and you probably don't even realise you're suffering from it. You know, I don't know, perhaps like if you go and have a drink, I ain't telling you to go and have a drink, for God's sake, but for those of you that do drink alcohol, you'll probably realise yourself that after you're pissed, drunk, you can eat properly. So you know that it is, you know, that's all in your head. It's a horrible way of saying that, you know, it's all in your head, but it obviously comes from a trauma somewhere. You know, somewhere in your life you've had some sort of trauma. Could even be somebody telling you not to eat with your mouth open. You know, I had somebody tell me that. So, you know, I don't know how much you're like me, but I mean, I absolutely love my food. I love everything about food. You know, I don't eat to live. I used to live to eat, sort of thing, you know. Love all the textures, the tastes, and just love food. So it's a real shame that I can't sit down and enjoy what I'm eating, so to speak. It's a bit of a shame. But I take it there's, you know, certain situations that you avoid. Probably like sitting, eating with your parents or eating as a family. You know, it's all them situations. It takes over your life, really. Obviously, because most people eat 3, 4, 5 times a day. You know, so it's every time you go to eat, you know. It's in your mind that, you know, I'm going to choke on it, or I've got to try and get this down me. I've got to fucking get it down me, as I ain't going to live, you know. And then you're going to get worse, obviously, if you get no food down you. It depends how bad you are, because, you know, I can get to the point sometimes where I can't even get soup down me, you know. It's where I've got to that point that it's just that proper lock up at the back of your throat that won't allow it. You know, like I can't swallow tablets. I bet you can't either. You know, fear of choking on tablets. It's everything, which is really mad, really, because you know, when I got through this eating phobia for a while there, you know, the big lumps that was going down my throat, if you know what I mean, the big lumps that I was swallowing, I could never have done that when, like how I am now. So I know it's not going to kill you, you know, them little bits of apple, you know, potato or whatever it is you're eating, a bit of steak. You know, the hole in your throat is quite big actually, and it's you know, allows the food to go down. You know, you've got to try and swallow something substantial for it to stick. You know, but unfortunately, you know, when you're locking up like that and your throat's locking up, that very tiny little bit that you've got in your mouth feels like, to your throat, feels like a big chunk of meat. Because, you know, all your muscles and everything's tensing up, so yeah, it's quite a strange thing. It's not nice. I mean, it fucking gets me down, you know. It really gets me down. All I want to do is bloody well fit in with society and be able to go to a restaurant again and enjoy food the way everybody else does, and you know, not have to worry about locking up or having to worry about the social phobia side of it. You know, it's unfortunately I've still got social phobia. A bit panicky. Can't rise above it. Just don't seem to be able to get a grip on it, you know. I'm just going to pause this because I want to make a cigarette, because I really want a cigarette, so I'm going to make one. 2 seconds. Ow. Just pulled the lip off myself a bit. Hold on. Oh, that's better. Anyway, I remember going to the doctors about my phobia. 20 years ago probably now. What was it? No. 15 years ago, something like that. And I explained to them what the problem were, and they didn't have a fucking clue what I was on about. I think it's probably a bit different now, you know. But back then they didn't have a clue what the hell I was on about fear of choking and swallowing, and you know, they didn't say to you, oh, we'll book you up to see I don't know, fucking ear, nose, throat, you know, person, or get you checked out to make sure your throat's right, or some sort of psychologist or whatever the hell, I don't know. You know, no professional help. So you end up walking back out the door thinking, what the hell did I go there for, you know? They're no help to me, so you're on your own again, you're lost. You know, it's you against your mind after that. Bloody cigarette's gone out. In fact, I've seen a few doctors over the years and psychiatrists and well, I'm, you know, I don't know. I've seen quite a few, put it that way. But nothing to do with the fear of swallowing or anything like that. Depression and anxiety and all that sort of crap. You know, and you approach a subject about what's really wrong with you. What's you know what you know, my fear of choking is fucking destroying my life. It's all I think about most of the day. It's on my mind. I want to fit in with society. I want to be able to go into a restaurant and have a fucking lovely meal with people that I like, and you know, have a good night or a good day or whatever. So you know, everything's destroying you. But the doctors of the world that I've seen, a bunch of tossers. None of them really explain to you that it's all in. There's nobody actually sits down and says it's not in your head. It is in your head. Have you had a psychological, experience where you've choked, or nobody actually talks to you about it? Fucking hell, my cigarette's gone out again. That's it. 3 drags out of a cigarette, and you've got to put it out, you know. You ever been up in a plane? Would you be too scared to? Or would you take the bull by the horns and jump in the plane and go up there? It's an honest question, what I'm asking you. You see, I'd shit myself, but I'd jump in it and have a go at it. You know, I think it's like a snowball effect. I just dragged a cigarette. It's like a snowball effect. When I was younger, you know, when I was, I don't know, 7 years of age, up to about 16, I wasn't scared of nothing. Nothing at all in this world scared me. I can't think of anything that scared me. But then, after that, you know, after I started to get this this phagophobia or you know what I mean. It's like a snowball effect. Then I became scared of heights. You know, I used to run along rooftops. Used to be a roofer. Then I suddenly became scared of heights. And then you know, you get scared. You get fucking so scared you won't even go into a car. You know, I was a madman on a motorbike, too scared to get on one now. You know, so everything's like a snowball effect, and then you get depression from the bastard, or anxiety from it, social phobia. It just all seems to stem from one thing. You know, if you could find that little bit in the jigsaw, you could probably get the picture and lose all, you know, scatter all the fucking bits about again. No need to put it back together. Sun's out. Oh, I do love the sun. Hold on. Gotta take it in. Still cold. It's been snowing here. It's still cold, even the sun. I can feel a nice bit of warmth coming off that, but it's still cold. And I'm standing in the field. You know, I sometimes wonder how the hell I used to do my job. So I used to work like a twat, you know, like, how do I explain that? I used to do more than anybody else, you know. It's just the way I am. I like to go like a fucking rocket. But obviously with no food in you, you're sort of running on empty all the while. So therefore, with me, I was running on what do you call it? Not anxious. I was running on it's like running on your nerves all the while, you know. I know what I mean. I can't explain it. Nervous energy, that's the one. One thing I used to hate is the way, I don't know about you, if you could do this, or whether you're like me because you've got your phobia and you can't do it. But if you had somebody standing in, you know, say like you're at a table, and I don't know, you've got a bowl of soup even, something quite simple to get down you, and you've got somebody else the other side and they're eating, and they're one of these sort of people that eat and talk at the same time, looking at you, you know, eyeballing you all the while. Because they're looking at you, would that make your eating phobia 10 times worse? I pretty much say it would. You know, you'd be locking up. You wouldn't be able to. You'd be too scared to put the spoon to your mouth because you know what's about to happen. Bloody cigarette. Well, anyway, I've got my own concoction that I've made up for myself. You see, I like chili con carne. So what I do, it's the only thing I can sit down and get through. You know, I still get my throat lockups. I still get that, but not nowhere near as bad as if I had baked beans on toast or something. You know. So I've knocked up this massive thing of chili con carne that I eat. It's got everything in it that you know, survive on. But today I had a bit of black pudding, fried black pudding, an egg, some tomatoes, a mushroom. I think that was it. Oh, hula hoops they call them. A lot of fucking beans. Well, anyway, I did all right. You You know, there was a few lockups. I was really enjoying what I had in my mouth. Like I say, there was a few lockups, but I got through it. I had a mug of tea beside me, and I really enjoyed what I ate. Well, good for me, eh? You know, I got through that bit. How I'm going to cure myself, I'm not too sure. If I could sit back and think to myself how I got through those 5 years where I had no problem for 5 years, I'd I could be able to turn the switch on and figure out what it is. I mean, anxiety is probably one of the massive causes. You probably didn't have anxiety actually in the starters. Then you get your food phobia, and because you're locking up all the time and everything, your anxiety comes along with it, and you probably find when you can eat, you're not anxious. But like I say, unfortunately with anxiety, you can be anxious and not even know it. It's a horrible thing. Even burping. I even get a fear of burping, because you think your food's going to come back up into your throat and choke you. You know, so you tend to swallow. I mean, I do something called air gulping. It's where I'm gulping air all the while, swallowing air all the while. And then you get full of wind, and you know, it just makes it worse. So it's not good to have. But that's purely anxiety, I suppose. It's a bit cruel on me, because I used to use alcohol to at least get one good meal down me a day. So I'd drink until I was, I wouldn't say fucking pissed. I was sort of, I wasn't even drunk. I was just where I wanted to be, I suppose. And then I could have a cheeseburger and chili and all that, and pizzas or whatever. But then, obviously the alcohol was weren't doing me any good. So I got reliant on that. I was relying on the alcohol to be able to eat, really. So you get that taken away from you, you're sort of back where you fucking started again. Still, we're cracking on with it. We're having a go again. I'm going to go at trying to understand it. I want to go and see I've got to go and see the doctor. I want to go and tell him that I want to go and see I don't know, some sort of psychotherapist or some sort of therapist that deals in swallowing disorders. I think there's one. They send you to see like a speech therapist. So they teach you how to swallow properly. I think this is like a speech therapist person. I forget now. It's been a long time since I looked it up, but you sort of think about it and think, how the hell are they going to tell me? I can talk, but they have ways of training you, I suppose, because you have to retrain your brain for it, don't you, to be able to swallow. I mean, you know yourself, right? Let's just sort of explain like when I swallow a bit of food. Say I'm having a throat lockup, it's in my mouth, and with me, it will go to a choking point on me before I even attempt to swallow it. So it's like it goes to the back of your mouth, back to your swallowing part, then you're sort of choking almost on it, and then you'll finally gulp it down. It'll go down. So it isn't supposed to be like that now. So then we'll go for a normal sort of thing, where occasionally you'll get a normal bit because you're trying to get over your own phobia. You'll be eating your food in your mouth, and then you'll do it in one complete swallow. instead of having 2 or 3 or 4 swallows at it, where you just eat your bit of food and it just natural swallow and it goes down. Instead of having that bit where it goes to the back of your throat, locks up, and then you're sort of locking, trying to get it locking, and then it'll go down. So that's your normal swallow. So you know damn well you can swallow food, and so therefore we know damn well it's in your head. So you've got to try and fucking retrain your brain to allow you to swallow properly again. Well, I'm not a psychotherapist, I ain't a psychiatrist, I'm not a doctor, I'm not anything. So I need to see somebody that can give me that answer to how to retrain my fucking brain to allow me to swallow it. You see, that's only one problem. You've got the social phobia with it, you've got the anxiety, everything else with it. But like I say, once you've got that problem out of the way, you probably get your, your confidence back, whatever you want to call it, and be on top form again. Start to enjoy life. You know, like I say, I'm coming up to 46 now, and I probably ain't got that many fucking years left in front of me. And all I want to do is enjoy life, enjoy my food, maybe enjoy talking to people. Just want to fit in, don't you? Fit in. Just want to fit in. Right, well, I'm going to go now because my hand's getting cold. But it's lovely to talk to you. I feel for you if you've got the same problem as me, or any one of them problems, the anxiety, the depression, any of them, alcoholic, whatever. I really feel for you because I may not speak about it too much, but trust me, I understand it. I understand all of it. I'm just not very good at explaining it, but I really do feel for you, and I hope that you can get the help you need. And you know, you've got to go to that doctor and tell him, you bastard, listen to me, this is my problem, I don't want to live with the fucking thing anymore, I need help. And if they don't get it, walk out there, change your doctor, change your practice, change whatever. You demand to get help for it. It's your life. It's your life. Well, the sun's out, I'll bid you goodbye. Take it easy, yeah? Be good. Bye-bye.